Here's my review of Wonka. Right off the bat, this movie is just a very charming, fun time at the movies. And this is a musical. It is very much a musical. I think the trailers kind of try to hide that, but it is a musical. And the main question is, once you find out it's a musical, is does it have good songs? And yes. So it's the simplicity of something like that. And this is a very simplistic story in terms of it's literally like, so obviously a Willy Wonka origin story. And it's just showing how Wonka wants to be the best chocolatier in the world and how he traveled around the globe looking for all this chocolate to make the best candy in the world. And somehow this movie has way more charming and way better than it has any right to be. I mean, it was directed by Paul King, who did the Paddington movies, and those movies are fantastic. So I don't know why I had any doubts about this movie. And this is really just a fun time. I mean, there's not like, it's not like the best movie of the year or anything, but it's a movie you walk in and you're going to have a fun time. Like, it's really just the simplicity of it. Like, where our villains, right, are literally as simple. Well, they are. Like, they're as literally as simple as they're the chocolate cartel. And when he's played by Jordan Peele, or yeah, not Jordan Peele, Keegan Michael Key, it's just like, of course, it's just so silly and over the top, but it's just a blast to watch. And the main kind of story is like Wonka, and is like this dynamic between this girl named Noodle. And it's just a charming story. It's just like, because Wonka is just so friendly, and like Noodles is basically like this orphan. He's kind of just like taking her under his wing in a way. And a lot of times, like, we learn about why Wonka wanted to be this chocolate maker. We learn about like his mom, who's played by the woman who is also in the Paddington movies. So at that, I like, as soon as I saw it, I was literally just Leonardo DiCaprio. Ooh, ooh. And of course, the Oompa Loompas, played by Hugh Grant, who's just perfection. I mean, it's just a movie that you're just watching, you're just having a fun time. Like, I think the scenes, like when he goes like to the zoo with Noodle, like just on the balloons, and they're just like kind of soaring through the sky, and it's just the simplicity of stuff like that that just makes this such a fun movie to watch. And when you have like such simplistic villains of like, they're literally like the chocolate tears, and they're just like these evil chocolate makers trying to like stop Wonka from becoming successful, and they're so over the top and very silly, and it's just all just feeds into this beautiful, just fun time that's full of beautiful music. And I think that Timothy Chalamet, I'm not super familiar with him. I know people are like really into this actor as like in the Dune movies. I have not seen the Dune movies, but I could see why people like this guy, because he is so charming in this movie. Like, if his performance didn't work, this movie would not work at all. And that's not to say like the plot's bad. Like, it is, it's fun, but it's one of those things where this character just has to be so charming, and he is. It's really just as simplistic of just like seeing him build his dream. And like, we see what it looks like at the end, like, of course, and I think this is supposed to be like a direct prequel to the original 1971 film. So he is supposed to be the Gene Wilder version. And when you look at that through that lens, you think, I don't see it, because I mean, the Gene Wilder version, he's kind of crazy. Like, you could tell, like, the Gene Wilder's kind of got a little something going on in his head. And I mean, I don't really think that that was captured very well here, if that's what they were going for. I could be wrong. Maybe this isn't supposed to be like a direct prequel to that exact movie. But if it is, it's like, I mean, he doesn't give off the vibes at all. And it's just a movie where you're just having a fun time. Like, I love, like, there's this ongoing joke where like Keegan Michael Key's character, like, he's like just keeps eating this chocolate, and he's just getting fatter and fatter, and it's just that kind of simplistic, charming humor that just works. And that's what this director Paul King does so well. Like that's what made the Paddington movies so fantastic. We're getting Paddington 3, Paddington in Peru, I believe next year. I'm like, wow, that'll be awesome because that movie was fantastic. But well, Paddington 3, and like in going into that knowing that it was him, like I don't know why I had really any doubts. Like I had a feeling this movie was gonna be fun, but I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. So I mean, in simplistically, in simplistically. So I mean, at the end of the day, this is just a very charming movie. Like it's a very much a musical, just with tons of beautiful songs, and it just has this charming energy to it, and it's all just fits together just to make a great film. As well as Olivia Colman is in this, and she gives a great performance as well. And it's just a movie where you're watching and you're like, this is just fun. Like I don't think that there's really any big reveals. Like there's nothing really like spoilers to explain, but like he's like a character, and he very much like this, like I said, is directed by Paul King, who directed the Paddington movies, and in many ways, Wonka's character kind of reminds me of Paddington. It just this hopeless optimism and positivity. It just all creates this feel good movie that just mixed with the beautiful candy and the songs and just the over the topness of this movie just creates such a charming, fun time to watch. So yeah, I don't know why I had any doubts about this movie. I thought that it was very good. I thought it was way better than I thought it would be. It is definitely one of my biggest surprises of the year. And yeah, I thought that this is just a really fun, really good movie.